And all this talk about the horrible Republican bill about Trump care, and I agree with Nancy Altman, our last guest, get out there and protest, get out there and fight this thing, get out there to any town halls that happen during the recess, get to your senator's office, do whatever you have to do to fight this thing. But the sheer ugliness and greed and selfishness and brutal disregard for human life that this bill represents got me thinking of something. I couldn't quite remember what it was. I'll get to it in a second because it came to me. But first of all, I want to say to my friends in the media, my colleagues in the more mainstream media, let's stop acting like it's partisan talk to say that this bill will kill people. It is not partisan talk. It's proven fact. Now, two Harvard physicians did a study and concluded that it would kill 43,000 people a year who would die because of lack of access to medical care. Now, you could argue that the number might be less or the number might be more, but what you can't argue is that people will die as a result of this bill passing. Thousands of people will die, perhaps tens of thousands of people will die. That's not partisan rhetoric, that is scientific fact. Thousands and probably tens of thousands of people will die each and every year to give millionaires and billionaires a gigantic tax break. That is not rhetoric, that is not partisan, it is fact. And then after thinking about that, I remembered what it was that was nagging at my brain, that memory. It was a study from 2015 that showed that rats will give up chocolate in order to save a companion who is drowning. Now, I found it in Science magazine, but a study showed, conducted by a neurobiologist at the University of Chicago, will help a fellow in distress, even when they are given an enormously lavish gift as an alternative. In a 2011 study, they also found that they will work as hard as they can to free a caged fellow, and they won't stop until they either drop or get their fellow out. Republicans and too many Democrats, on the other hand, are content with a system of mass incarceration that disproportionately jails our black and brown fellows and brothers and sisters here in this country. So rats will save a drowning companion and will give up the wealth of a piece of chocolate to do it. Republicans won't save the lives of tens of thousands of Americans when there is campaign cash and big tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires instead. So here is another scientific fact. Rats are objectively better creatures than Republicans.